All Hello and welcome back to TIO Stadium in Marara. On AFL NTV, we have Wanderers versus the Tiwi Bombers. Sure to be another cracking encounter, but it's going to be hard to top the match that we just saw. The Buffaloes and their finals chances look to have evaporated at the hands of the Magpies, who fought back from 32 points down to win by one solitary point. Cracking contest throughout, and it was good to watch the game on AFL NTV with my colleague Gray Morris. Gray, Wanderers and Tiwi now underway. Should be another interesting game.
Yes, and right now we've got one of those sides sitting outside the top five, so desperate stakes again. So we're in for another blockbuster, Dave. Shane Thorne, though, a late withdrawal for Wanderers, which isn't good news.
No, not good news for the Eagles. We played 43 seconds on AFL NTV, and it looks like big John Meeson with the footy for the Bombers. Kicks up towards half forward. No mark taken, Wanamiri. Erlinson, might have been Joel Cabillo, I should say there. Casemiro also there to mop up. Now VV. Cabillo once again out of trouble. Good work shown by David Cruz. Then his kick let him down slightly, but it's still up towards attacking 50. Alex Erlinson tried to go off the ground. Thomas Motlop, the 150 gamer, also off the ground. Mullins was wrapped up. Another one off the ground there from Thomas Motlop. Spills out of play. The Muck-Mucks win a stoppage inside their attacking 50.
And of course the team sitting outside the five right now, David, are the Tiwi Bombers. So they will be very, very keen to get back on the winning track after dropping last week's game, surprisingly, to Nightcliff, despite an 11-goal last quarter.
Back into play, Shannon Motlop. Couldn't quite. Meeson. His kick was partially smothered. Miles is also there. There's a few tools in the side for the Bombers today, Gray.
Just looking at that, big Miles, of course, and you've got McAwee back there in the back line, number 47. Yes, an unusually tall Tiwi Bombers outfit, and of course the veteran Simon Munkara. Just looking for him, David. There he is, number 5. First game for the Tiwi since 2013. We thought his career was over, but here he is out there again, the great Simon Munkara, premiership player back in 2012.
There you go, back out there and playing. Meantime, Mansell goes inside 50. No mark taken. Bombers have numbers at ground level. And Willie Rioli up towards his mate Ross Tungatalam, who got one in the back. And it's going to be a free kick to the Magic Man, Ross Tungatalam.
Yes, they'll be looking for a big game from Ross, and also from this guy who's back from Glenelg in the SANFL, Willie Rioli Jr. We wish him luck in his endeavours to play SANFL, but I'm sure his priority right now is to get his Tiwi Bombers and his dad's side over the line.
Don't be alarmed, that's not the correct score, but we will get that updated for you. At the moment, the score is quite simple. It's a bag of donuts.
Nothing versus nothing, isn't it?
It is. And we've got a momentary delay. We're right to go now. So back into play. Miles doing the ruck work against Meeson. And we heard the cheers from the crowd there. That was Brenton Motlop. He looks like a mummy out there. He's just about to enter the frame now. He's got just about every joint in his body taped. But it's great to see him back out there. Here he is over the footy. Couldn't quite find a disposal. But the Bombers are out of trouble. Good work there from Papungamiri. Centering kick is almost perfect. It should have been a mark in the end there to Karnas Tippamantamiri. And now the Muck-Mucks clear. Jerome Motlop goes wide. Chris Dunn has space to work with. Good work though from Bradley Palapamini to try and close off that space. Little one over the top from McDonald. And now the Muck-Mucks inside 50 through Alex Erlinson towards Thomas Motlop. Kick was too hot for him. Spills out a play boundary throw-in.
Should have done a bit better than Big Alex. I think he had a bit of space to be able to pop it up in the goal square, or at least go for goal. But very easy for us up here, David, isn't it?
Always great over have no hesitations in saying I've been a terrible footballer during my time. Meantime, Mullins towards goal. Willie Rioli left it behind, but then got it back to Mullins. His handball intercepted. Shannon Motlop around the corner. Just couldn't bend it back quite enough. There's the first score of the game. It goes to Wanderers, just one behind. The Bombers yet to score. Palapamini out of trouble. And now Finch runs the footy down the far side. He kicks inboard. Karnas Tipumantamiri takes the mark. He's about 80 metres out. Just a wobbly kick inside 50. Tungatalam gathered very cleanly and then was very cleanly tackled in turn. Great tackle, Zilio Casemiro holding the ball, said the umpire.
Early days, Dave, but Wanderers, certainly their tackling and their manning up very good, but they've got to do it for 4 quarters against these fleet-footed Tiwis.
There's Gary Purantatamiri. It's a rather newish name into the side, Gray.
Yes, it's that the guy with the pigtail on the back.
It is, yep.
He did play early in the year, but you're right, he hadn't been played for quite a while.
Owen Henry also out there with a similar haircut. VV, he's got a very different haircut.
Pigtails and rat tails are all a go on the Tiwi Islands. Like that old poem, isn't it? The Man from Ironbark. Beards are all a go then, though.
Yeah, they're back in fashion 100 years, 150 years later as well, Gray.
Are they? Oh, good.
Here's Gary Purantatamiri. He somehow emerged. The man with the interesting haircut. It's cut off on the last line of defence, though. And the Muck-Mucks going to clear through Joel Cabillo.
Here's a guy who's going to have a big game, Neil VV. He really needs to have a monster for the Eagles to get over the line.
It's a good kick. Found Brenton Motlop, who in turn was able to kick a creative ball to David Cruz, to Thomas Motlop inside 50, to Shannon Motlop. It's good footy from Wanderers.
Yes, well measured there. Lovely footpath there. Foot pass from the 150 gamer Thomas Motlop to his cousin. And Shannon, of course, lining up to put through his first for the night.
In he comes. And he's just put it to the other side this time, the right-hand side. So just a minor score. So one behind a piece on AFL NTV. Dangerous kick in, but McKelwey's good enough. Now Owen Henry up towards Willie Rioli. Oh, he just timed.
Super player, this guy.
He timed it perfectly, didn't he? Just put his arms up right at the perfect time.
Interestingly, David, with Willie, a lot of characteristics between him and his uncle, Cyril Rioli Jr. Not to be confused with Junior Boy, of course, at Hawthorn, but Junior Boy's dad, Cyril Jr. Same body shape and certainly the same skills. Must be in the bloodlines there over on with the Rioli family.
Yeah, some very familiar names, particularly in Northern Territory football circles out there today in Rioli and Motlop, but also in AFL circles. Owen Henry, meantime, inside 50, VV, good pick up from him. Then to Taylor, back to VV, and now Aaron Motlop wants to work things wide. His kick wasn't great though. Bradley Palapamini knew he was about to be tackled, handballed in front of himself. Mitchell Taylor tried to knock it out behind. And now Cruz, he was tackled, dispossessed. Bradley Palapamini, a skip, a hop, a turn, and a kick inside 50 to Willie Rioli. Didn't quite come off. Boundary throw in inside 50 for the Bombers.
As expected, Dave, this game being played at 115 miles an hour, so whether they can keep it up for 4 quarters will be interesting.
Inside 50 for the Bombers. There's Simon Munkara. Claims his opponent. And a ball up. Almost 10 minutes gone first term. AFL NTV action.
And of course for Wanderers, no Liam Patrick.
Very true. Aaron Motlop, umpire not giving him a free kick there. Now Casemiro to Cruz, under a lot of pressure. The Wanderers defence just holding up at the moment. The Bombers are pressing. VV. Mansell. Thomas Motlop went the fist and then gathered his own efforts. Good work from Meeson to throw himself on the footy and affect that. Now Albert Tippenwoody pumps it back inside 50. Matthias Liddy sliding effort. Couldn't quite take the mark. Wesley Black was in there, and then kicking it off the ground there was Wheatra. Owen Henry's there, and so is Ross Tungatalum. Spearing pass towards Liddy, cleared him. Willie Rioli didn't quite. He kicked it in the path of Liddy though. Liddy gathered and kicked a goal. Oh, that's brilliant stuff from the Bombers.
Yes, the league's leading goal kicker. That's goal number 49 for Matthias Liddy.
And it's the first goal of the game.
Opportunist goal, and he's becoming one of the most feared forwards in the league, is Matthias Liddy.
Such a clever toe poke there, Gray, from Willie Rioli. He just knew where his teammates were. He knew that he couldn't gather possession. And in the end, Liddy, the finish was just as good as well.
As we said, he's got all the skills as Willie Rioli Jr. That puts him in front too.
11 minutes gone, first term. It's the Bombers, 1 straight 6, leading the Muck-Mucks 2 behinds. They go off the ground again, this time through Tungatalum. Willie Rioli did well to get it back to Owen Henry. Couldn't quite gather. Then he kicks up towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Kick was too big for Wesley Black. Mitchell Taylor cuts it off and wants to switch play wide. Paul Grant. Over the top, Stephen Power. Oh, sorry, it'll be Joel Cabillo, I should say. And now a kick inboard. JJ Motlop. Short. Thomas Motlop. Game 150. Back to JJ Motlop. A lot of players inside defensive 50 for the Bombers. They've dropped numbers back. And they're well paired at the moment. Chris Dunn is screaming for it. He's going to go longer than that in the Shannon Motlop direction. They all come from everywhere. Punch the footy to ground. Brenton Motlop couldn't quite. Bradley Palapamini got it to Gary Purintatamiri. Great tackle, JJ Motlop, not rewarded. John Meeson spun out of trouble. Handballed into the middle of the ground. Bradley Palapamini can't quite gather it as yet. He's got Casemiro for company. JJ Motlop palmed one off. And then a tap there from McDonald is sharked. Tungatalum on the left foot. Up towards half forward. No mark taken. But then gathered at ground level. Karnas Tippermantamiri spearing past Simon Munkara. Welcome back.
Yes, the veteran Simon Munkara played the very first game for the Tiwi Bombers back in 2006. I say that because they played 2 or 3 practice games in that season. And he was there wearing the number 5, and lo and behold, what are we now, 9 years later, and here he is.
He's back into the side, and he's already having an influence. Simon Munkara kicks a goal. The Bombers extend 2 straight 12. They lead the Muck-Mucks 2 behinds.
The thing about the Tiwis, they get a sniff of a goal and away they go. Wanderers are going to have to be very careful with their ball use, because once they give it up, the Tiwis thrive on opposition mistakes.
We remember the last time these two teams met, Gray, and it was the Bombers that looked like they were going to kick a perfect score. They just couldn't miss, and in the end they gave away a double goal, which Wanderers capitalised on. Liam Patrick, the recipient, and a win against Paul Scanlon there. And Jason Purintatamiri, who is an omission from this side, Gray, and he's been in good form, Jason Purintatamiri. Not sure why he's not playing today.
Side, yep.
Owen Henry over the top. Gary Purintatamiri. Geez, he had a lot of time then. Got it to Wesley Black and then kicked inside 50. VV with the fist on it. Ross Tungatalum. What's he going to do? Oh, he's well wrapped up. Should be holding the ball. It is. Thomas Motlop. Already forced into a defensive role though, Gray. This is...
I see that, yeah, in the back half already. So Wanderers tending to save any more damage at this particular stage.
JJ Motlop. Shannon Motlop. Not quite. Now Chris Dunn leads the chase. Good work, Albert Tippenwoody, though. Got it to Adam Tippenwoody. geez, he accelerated so quickly that he left the ball behind. Then he got the handball out. They're almost out of trouble. Miles, his handball didn't really find anyone. Jeffrey McDonald over the footy. He got a handball towards Jordan Jeffrey. Couldn't quite take it. Now the Bombers with room. Mullins has found space on the wing. Thomas Motlop comes across to make sure that this one spills out of play. Boundary throw in. Pretty much centre wing. 15 minutes gone. First term. AFL NTV action. The Bombers are 10 points clear of Wanderers. 2 straight 12. Wanderers just the 2 behinds.
Yes, they're making the most of their of the football that they are getting. They're using it better than Wanderers. Has to be the other way around, I think, for the Eagles to be in this.
Here's Mullins. Got it to Henry. Munkara. And now Jared Erlinson. Kicked it off the side of the boot, and a Bombers free kick. Might go to... Might be Mason. No, it's Jonathan Mullins. Steps inside play and then spears a kick to Dion Munkara. Bombers not in any hurry. Short kick. Mark was dropped by Priest. Should have taken it. Gave the Eagles a chance to get onto the loose one. Punch out towards Mullins on centre wing. And now Karnas Tipperman-Tamiri over the footy. Gathered and then kicked in towards the middle of the ground. Ross Tungatalum, they're about 80 metres out. He sees Willie Rioli 2 metres in the clear and he hits the nail on the head with a perfect pass. Willie Rioli will go back, have a shot from 45 out.
Yeah, I reckon you would have seen the lace on the football there. Hit Willie on the sternum. That, of course, for people who know their medical science, is a bone that protects the heart. And here we go. We're going to have Willie Rioli Jr. about to have a shot, Dave.
In he comes. Kicks from about 45, and it wasn't that straight. Oh, a big celebration from Willie Rioli as well. And he put his hand on his heart and pointed to the heavens, great. So obviously an emotional week for him as well.
Yes, the great catch he done. As we said earlier in the earlier game, Dave departed last week. A very proud Tiwi Islander, very proud Melville Islander. And that's where Willie hails from. So I'm sure Kadji would have smiled from way up there.
It's a nice gesture from young Willie Rioli, who extends the margin for the Bombers. And they're already moving it forward. Wesley Black couldn't quite gather. Kicked up towards the wing. It spills out in front there. Jeffrey McDonald. Boundary throw in about 10 metres forward of the wing for the Eagles.
Very good to see young Jeffrey McDonald back on the side too. Hails from the great football college, St John's College here in Darwin. Also with the Boomerangs. He was over in Africa with the Boomerangs, so he's done very, very well. Great
story that. Here's Ozzy Wanamiri to Lindsay Maureen, back into the side today after suspension. Left that one behind. VV, handball towards the boundary line. Rupert Papungamiri, little handball in front of himself. Casemiro, was that high? Umpire says no, play on. Now VV leads the chase back. Wanamiri for company. Also Dion Munkara, that's holding the ball. Umpire says free kick to Dion Munkara. Too far out to score, you'd feel. He's about 70 metres out. Looks for options in the pocket. Simon Munkara, the target, edged his opponent and juggled the mark. Simon Munkara, already a goal to his name in his return game. He might have another.
They talk about experience, Dave. They have all the skill in the world, all the enthusiasm in the world, but in Australian football, experience counts for everything.
In he comes. Starts it on the left goal post, and it doesn't bend back enough, just a minor score. The first blemish on the Tiwi Bombers scorecard, 3-1-19. They lead the Eagles 2 behinds. 19 and a half minutes gone in the first term. Mitchell Taylor to bring it back in. Dunn goes wide. equals out of trouble towards Shannon Motlop. Can he keep it in? Not quite. He appeals for out of bounds on the full. The umpire says no. We'll just throw it in, thanks. 19 plays 2 on AFL NTV. Earlier today, Waratah broke about a 600-year drought and had a win. And the Magpies came from the clouds to beat the Buffaloes. It's been an entertaining game or day of football, and this is the third of the triple header here at TIO. And at the moment, it's the Bombers, clear by 17 points. They go in towards the middle of the ground. It's a kamikaze kick. If it comes off, they might score. If it doesn't, they might get scored against. In the end, VV was dispossessed. And Adam Tippenwoody gathers the footy once again, just dribbles it forward. Jeffrey McDonald left it behind. Dion Munkara had a chance to come in and affect it. JJ Motlop, what a big palm off. Oh, the umpire said it was high, though. Oh, no, high contact going to JJ Motlop, who goes short and finds Dunn. Shannon Motlop screaming for it. Downfield, that's the direction he goes. He's got 2 to contend with. He might beat them both. He got rid of them, gathered the loose footy, kicked on goal and bent it back too far. And it dribbled across the face and out of play. Uncharacteristic mistake from Shannon Motlop. He had probably more time than he thought, Gray.
He definitely rushed that one, didn't he? To the great Shannon Motlop, 54 games at North Melbourne in the 1999 Premiership side, but not that time, unfortunately.
Tungatalum spins his way out of trouble. Finch got a hand on that one. Mullins off the ground. Not to anyone in particular. JJ Motlop had a lot of the footy early. That wasn't his best effort. Finch took the mark. Mitchell Taylor overcommitted. It allowed Finch to play on and kick up towards centre half forward. Oh, an important boot there coming from Casemiro, I think it might have been. Almost as good as a kick, really, that soccer off the ground. It was from Wheatra, I should say.
Here's trouble.
But the Bombers clear, and they've got plenty of space for Gary Purintatamiri. He runs to 50. Handballs over the top. Should be a goal, and it is.
That was a guy with the white boots, wasn't it?
Lindsay Marine kicks the goal, and the Bombers extend the margin.
Getting dangerous now, David. They're starting to run down the ground in numbers, and Wanderers, as I said before, cannot afford to turn the ball over. Very dangerous side, the Tiwis, when they get their blood up, and it's certainly up. Got a few reasons to win. Obviously, get back into the 5, but I'm sure they would love to win this too for Kedgie Dunn.
Well, they're well on their way at the moment. 4-1-25. The Wanderers 0-2-2. They kicked the first 2 scores of the game. Since then, it's been the Bombers who have gone bang, 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 bang.
Hard to see where the goals are going to come from for Wanderers, isn't it? No Liam Patrick, no Shane Thorne.
They're 2 big omissions. Daniel Motlop also not out there. There's some big omissions. Mason tapped it down. There's the siren. Quarter time here at TIO on AFL NTV. The Bombers out to a 23-point advantage. 4-1-25. They lead Wanderers 0-2-2. Back soon after this short break.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TIO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, air skis and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free while stocks last. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
What did he say?
He says you can see quite well.
Every eye is an eye. When you're doing the surgery there, that is just as important as if you were doing eye surgery on the Prime Minister or the King.
Yeah. He's going to be all right.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it.
Second quarter action live from TIO is now underway. Wanderers and Tiwi going at it, and it's the Muck-Mucks that need to go on the improve, and there's a good start. Thomas Motlop in game 150 takes the mark and misses.
Would have been a very handy one, 10 seconds into the second quarter, but alas, to no avail.
So 3 behinds now for the Muck-Mucks. They're still yet to register a major on AFL NTV. The Bombers, on the other hand, 4-3 4-1-25, I should say. Just getting our scoreboard in order. Bombers move it forward towards half forward. No mark taken though. Cabillo, and then they link up, and eventually Paul Grant takes the mark. Celebrated a milestone recently, Paul Grant, Gray.
He did, playing for Wanderers.
I think game number 50,
Good
maybe
on him,
last
yes.
week. It's a good effort from the young fella.
Also known for his traits with soccer, very good soccer player with Olympic in the Darwin Soccer League. So he's a jack of all trades.
There you go. Bombers 4-1-25, leading the Mucks. 3 behinds on AFL NTV. Let us know where you're watching from, of course. Hashtag AFL NTV if you are watching. Inside 50 for the Mucks. McDonald's in there. So is David Cruz. Couldn't quite pick it up. They just throw themselves in there, both teams. Erlinson knocked out the back. And eventually, Papungamiri emerges. He gives a don't argue, almost wrapped up. Kiranua links up, and now the Bombers are away. Ross Tungatalam, a little bit of space. That's all Ross needs. Kick to Willie Rioli. It came off hands. Wanamiri split the middle.
So it's about the story of Wanderers night so far. Most things they do are turning to dust instead of gold. Very nice goal there to Austin Wanamiri.
Very nice goal there to the ex-Demon. Extends the margin 5-1-31. Wanderers just 3 behinds.
Yes, that puts the pressure back on the Eagles. They must find an avenue to goal. 5 goals to none does not look good on any scoreboard.
Bombers trying to edge it forward once again, but Chris Dunn's there to mop things up. Kicks up towards Alex Erlinson. Couldn't quite pick it up cleanly. It allows time for Wanamiri to get to the contest. I should say Wesley Black to get to the contest. Paul Grant, was he held without it? Umpire says no, play on. Now Mitchell Taylor. Short one is smothered. Miles was there. Mankara mops up, and then Wesley Black gets the clearing kick. No mark taken there by Karnis Tippermantamiri. What a great name that is, Gray. Karnis Tippermantamiri.
Yes, a lot of these names originate from the missionaries who were on those islands many years ago. And yes, you're right. Fantastic name.
There's some very Anglo names, isn't there? Albert, we've got out there. And then, of course, Karnis, Jabaston. That's a very different name as well.
Sebastian's a common name over there. Simon, of course, we've got out there tonight.
Matthias, Jonathan. Some very Anglo names as this one's moved forward. Jordan Jeffrey, good handball. Wanderers trying to link up by hands. McDonald, and then Dunn off the ground. Oh, that's a miraculous goal. Chris Dunn, if you don't mind.
If I was Chris, I would keep my boots on and go and play for Australia against South Korea.
It's incredible.
Did everything right. I'm sure the Socceroos would have loved him.
Well, great. I can tell you that it was unconventional, but it's the first time that Wanderers have registered a goal today.
Yes, they have struggled. In the end, it took an exceptional effort from Christopher Dunn. But they need a few more, Dave.
Yeah, they need. Certainly need a few more goals. 9 plays 31. What does that make the margin, Great? 22 points.
Yes. Next goal will be very handy.
In dispute in the middle of the ground. Umpire Collins eventually blowing the whistle there, saying, "Give it to me, fellas." 5 minutes gone, second term on AFL NTV. Plenty of people watching all around the world, as we can see. Bit of holding going on at half forward. Willie Rioli doesn't muck around, puts it inside 50. Wanted Simon Mankara, cleared him though. Then a little one in front of himself from Marine. couldn't quite manage anything. Meantime, Simon Munkara somehow managed to keep it in play. It's in a dangerous position. Can the Muck Mucks exit defensive 50? Not with that kick. Willie Rioli takes the mark, and he should go back and kick his second goal of the evening.
Yes, given half a chance, Willie saw that back pop back over his shoulder, took a couple of steps back and wrapped it around his sternum bone. It seems that Willie's sternum bone is being overused tonight.
In he comes. Oh, it's an ugly looking kick and it misses.
Yes, for some reason, Wanderers, well, they did have a guy on the goal line, didn't they? Big VV. Very fortunate it didn't sneak over his head, but only a point.
So 4-2-26. So it should be 5-2-32, I should say. Plays 1-3-9. The AFL NTV scoreboard, Mitchell Taylor. Out towards the boundary line. It's too far. Out of bounds on the full.
The player jumps the fence. Always frightens me to see that, David. Jump a fence and roll an ankle or bust an ankle. And yes, one of my very big bugbears, that.
Bombers go inside 50 again. There's a whistle, is there? Holding free kick.
Looks like a Tiwi Bombers kick.
And it looks like it's going to go to Aussie Wanamiri.
Very flat atmosphere out here, Dave.
Yeah, it is. The game's a bit boring at the moment.
The Wanderers fans...
you don't say that often about the Bombers games either, Gray.
Well, I think the Wanderers fans are very wary. This could turn into a landslide if they're not careful.
Aussie Wanamiri. Which foot's he going to kick with? Goes the right this time. And he sends it home again. Aussie Wanamiri extends the margin for the Bombers. They're already out to a 29-point lead.
Yes, it's almost going through the motions a bit. Wanderers were very intense early in the first quarter, but they seem to have dropped away. Not known for their defensive traits anyway, Wanderers, and I think that they're going to have to do that for the next half hour or so. Just calm things down and chip the ball around a bit. Try and re-gauge the situation, so to speak.
Very interesting tweet that just came in. It says, a draw and now a 1-point win. Pies and D's did the exact same thing in 2010 in the AFL. Pies won the premiership. Go at Palmerston Magpies. Very interesting tweet, that one, Gray. And I do recall that. Yes. Melbourne were having a terrible year, but they somehow managed to find something against the Magpies on those two occasions. Can the Palmy Magpies do it?
Well, I've tipped them to make the grand final, so hopefully that person who sent that very smart and well-researched tweet in is correct.
It's come from Jarrett, JBarb7, at JBarb7. Meantime, Muck Muck's inside 50, Shannon Motlop. Kick cleared Brenton, Thomas went off the ground. They were all Motlops there. Shannon to Thomas to Brenton, now Owen Henry to steady things for the Bombers. To Willarioli, to Bradley Palapamini in space. He streams through the middle of TIO, kicks to space. Matthias Liddy's there. So is Karnas Tipper-Mantamiri. Comes in and dribbles it home.
Easy as you like, isn't it? Just like playing football on the sandy beaches of Garden Point over there on Melville Island. Just chipping it around and wandered into a goal. Probably waved to his family up there on the hill as well. Certainly Wanderers not switched on now, David. Danger times.
And already of those three teams that are in the gridlock, Palmerston, Wanderers and the Bombers have the superior percentage by a long way, and this can only help, Gray.
Yes, they'll be smiling over there on Garden Point and New U and all those places, Millicarpity. They love it when their boys are in front. Not so happy when they're behind.
Priest won the tap down. No free kick given. McDonald's there, lays the tackle on Owen Henry. Gary Purantatamiri was floored legally, and then Priest gathered the loose footy, kicked inside 50. Simon Munkara couldn't quite take the mark. Joel Walsh close to the boundary line. It spills out of play. Boundary throw in.
It's dangerous when you look down the list of tonight's side. You've got Dion Munkara, who really hasn't had one of his best seasons, but still a very good footballer. Ross Tungatellum, Willie Rioli, Matthias Liddy, Owen Henry, Rupert Papungamiri. One of their best sides for years out there right now.
Nook Mansell got the handball off. Good handball there, came from Christian Shields to Nook Mansell once again. He's already got the head bandage, Nook. Goes in very hard every week. This time John Meeson took the mark. Umpire said play on. He played on. Owen Henry, meantime, inside 50. That one's plucked by Shields inside his defensive 50.
He's got his knee strapped as well. Quite a few Wanderers guys are carrying war injuries by the look of it.
Wheatra switches play. Just Taylor.
Just looking for Brenton Motlop out there. Dave, haven't seen him for a while. I hope he hasn't hurt his knee again or done some damage.
Definitely. Hopefully just off for a spell. You can see him there on the boundary.
He's there.
Yeah. Willie Rioli, meantime.
Been very good again, Willie. He'll be loving coming back, playing for his people.
Trying to invent something here. And
Yes.
we should never have doubted these two. Willie Rioli to Ross Tungatallum. It's almost the most lethal combination in the NTFL at the moment, Gray.
Yeah, almost like a Johnny Platt looking for Dunstall, isn't it?
Exactly. Ross Tungatallum, he hasn't kicked a goal yet today.
It's a beautiful kick normally. Got a lovely action.
In he comes from just outside 50. Let's launch with a nice looking drop punt that sails through for another goal to the Tiwi Bombers.
That's their fifth this quarter, is it?
Fourth, I have.
Fourth this quarter, yeah. Only been going 13 minutes.
Ominous signs for the Muck-Mucks.
Well, where are the answers going to come from? They put the older Motlop. Shannon Motlop is now, looks like he's gone down. No, he's going back forward now. He was in the midfield. Going to have to start swinging the changes, Andrew Hodges, you would think. The coach, of course, of Wanderers. 41 points, Dave.
Already starting to get away from the Muck-Mucks. Rupert Papungamiri, clever handball to Finch inside 50. Simon Munkara waits at the back. Tried to tap it away. Casemiro was onto it though. And he cleared defence to Mitchell Taylor, who wants to switch towards VV. And Wesley Black. Wesley Black just gave him a big bump and said, "Get out of my way, Neil." Dion Munkara, meantime, kicked the Bombers back inside 50. Wesley Black again. Oh, he's like a bulldozer. Was he held? Umpire says no, play on. Muck-Muck's out of trouble through Grant, who takes a bounce and then kicks long. Good sliding mark taken. Shannon Motlop still too far away from home though. Now he goes inside 50 for Thomas Motlop. Good defence, Albert Tippenwoody. Close to the boundary line, it spills out of play. Boundary throw in. Just inside 50 for the Muck-Mucks. Almost 15 minutes gone, second term. And it's already 41 points the difference in favour of the Tiwi Islands, the Tiwi Bombers.
Your former roommate, Neil Vivi, would have felt that bump, right? So,
yeah.
Tip of his head to the tip of his toes.
It was a big hit. And, Gray, let's clarify things. He wasn't actually a roommate. He just spent so much time there that he gave the appearance of a roommate. Mitchell Taylor up towards the goal square. And that one's forced through. The Wanderers players calling for deliberate. The umpire not having any of it. We saw one of them earlier in the game. Yeah, but, Gray, I'd define roommate as someone who pays. And Neil Vivi didn't pay any rent. Look at this. The Tiwi Bombers. They've just gone from coast to coast. And now Willie Rioli kicks the point just laconic in the end.
He was a bit lazy miss. Yeah, so I guess getting back to Neil Viva, he would have turned up right on meal times, I guess, would he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what they do, those guys. They're very clever.
Come in, turn the aircon on, see what's in the fridge.
Although your main meal in those days was Macca's, wasn't it?
That's what he had to say. I think my lifestyle changed slightly.
Here they go again.
Tungatalum, inside 50. Simon Munkara. Jeez, it's just looking too easy for the Bombers at the moment, Gray.
Looks like they're at Tiwi Oval in Bathurst on a Tuesday night having a practice session here. They're chipping the ball around, going straight down the middle, people leading left, right and centre, spreading everywhere. Long way back for Wanderers, though.
Simon Munkara, in he comes, and he hits the post. Just a minor score.
Only negative for Willie Rioli Senior will be some poor shots for goal.
Yeah, Willie Rioli sprayed a couple already.
And that one,
the junior,
then, of course,
that is.
So yeah, they're 42 points in front now. They could easily be 62.
Hashtag AFL NTV. What did you have for dinner tonight is the question that we're asking. Because at the moment, the game is not really worth talking about.
Well, I can tell the viewers, David, that we're still waiting for our pies and from the AFL.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't been dropped off here yet.
Not yet. We'll still be waiting. I think we could be waiting a few weeks if we wait for that to happen, Gray.
Okay.
Aaron Motlop, meantime, there's a whistle though. Holding free kick. It's coming back. It's going to go to JJ Motlop.
See where Wanderers can get back into this, Dave. They need to find a winner out of the middle and also someone up forward who can give them some options to aim at.
JJ Motlop short.
Their other problem, of course, is the Tiwi spread. Once the Tiwis get hold of the ball, I've got options everywhere.
Aaron Motlop looks further down the wing. No mark taken. Punched off hands by Priest. Out of play. 42 points clear the Bombers on AFL NTV, and they've still got players that can come back into this side. Ryan Semmel is a big one for me, Gray. I reckon he's a really exciting, explosive type, and he adds a lot to the Bombers. Of course, they've got a lot of those type of players, exciting, explosive types, but for me, he's a really clever footballer to come back in. And then you've got blokes that have been around, like Paul Scanlon, also Christian Height, we've seen play up here a few times. Billy Barden.
Yeah, well, there's four immediately, isn't he?
Ooh, dangerous kick.
And the guy you mentioned in the back line, of course, Jason Prim.
Yeah.
Tatameri, who's out of the side tonight.
Bradley Palapamini. Wide. Towards Karnas Tipamantamiri. He gathers and then short over the top to Finch. I like Finch as well. He's been a handy pickup for them. Inside 50 wasn't his greatest kick. Matthias Liddy was the target. Casemiro out of trouble. And now Dunn. Kicked a miraculous goal earlier this quarter. It was the only goal the Muck Mucks have kicked. Shannon Motlop had the ball stolen from him by Adam Tippenwoody. Then got a handball over the top. Bradley Palapamini in short. No mark taken there by Priest. And then he claimed JJ Motlop without the footy. Umpire said no, play on. Letting it go. Don't mind that. Kick up towards half forward. Tungatalum, clever toe poke. He got it to Owen Henry, who kicked inside. Wanted Aussie Wanamiri. Did everything but take the mark. Great tackle there on Shields. Almost wrapped him up. Meantime, Ross Tungatalum in short. Simon Munkara. Oh, sorry, Lindsay Marine, I should say, who can go over the top. Oh, that's a beautiful tap. Wanamiri. Simon Munkara finishes off. It's party time already, and we're only 20 minutes into the second quarter.
Exactly. It's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters out there now with their party tricks. Yes, not good signs for Wanderers. Hands on hips out there already. There's just no answer right now, Dave, is there?
Absolutely no answer. We can see The Wanderers coach, Andrew Hodges, is at ground level. He's directing traffic from the boundary, and he's got his hands on his hips.
Looks like a senior constable on a point duty in Smith Street, doesn't it?
He certainly does. He's got some concerns, and I'm sure that the police regularly have some concerns on Smith Street, particularly on a Saturday night in Darwin, Gray.
I can say particularly, no, it's only early there, yeah. But in a few hours...
What do you got on Smith Street? You got the mall.
Oh, not on Smith Street. It's probably on Mitchell Street is where the
Throb,
excitement will be later.
Throb nightclub on Smith Street.
Shenanigans there.
Yep.
One of the sponsors of the NTFL, aren't they?
Not sure.
Well, if they aren't, they will be soon after hearing that.
I think with the quality of the football in this game, we might have to pay them to sponsor it today, Gray. Back into play. Meeson tapped it down. Owen Henry just ragdolled by Mitchell Taylor. Forced out of play.
Milestone game for Thomas Motlop too, so let's hope there's a bit more...
Great yarn in the paper today
more heart
about the Motlops, Gray, and the return of Brenton Motlop, as well as the milestone for Thomas, and it's been really disappointing for those guys so far.
That's right. The Motlop family are very proud people. They love their footy, and I'm sure Thomas would have liked to have celebrated with a win, but if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to start kicking a lot of goals and in a terrible hurry.
Well, here he is, the milestone man. Thomas Motlop has taken a mark inside 50.
"27 years of age. Had a run with South Fremantle a couple of seasons ago. Down there in Perth.
In he comes. It's a high ball. It's not going to register a score. They all fly. No one comes down with it. McKelvey makes sure it goes out of play. Boundary throw in inside 50 for Wanderers. You feel like they need to kick this goal, the next goal, the one after that, maybe a few more after those. Pretty crucial from this throw in though. Cruz, a good tap down, and a free kick is going to go the Muck-Muck's way here. Shot on goal coming up for Shannon Motlop.
Yes, he got a high one there, did Shannon? You can have a quick...
Plays on around the corner, and this time he kicks the goal. So the Muck-Mucks kick their second goal of the night. 2-4-16. The Bombers 9-4-58. Makes the margin 42 points as we tick towards half time.
Yes, the only worry for, if you could call it that, for the Tiwis is that they're not finishing off all that well in front of goals. They've kicked 9. They could have kicked 19 with the amount of ball that they've had. So slight concerns for the coach, I'm sure, at when they have their lemons at half time, or their limes in Darwin, isn't it? More limes up here than lemons.
Yeah. What does that do? Just balance things out, Gray.
Bitter. Very well, actually, it's probably Wanderers be having the limes. Get a bitter taste in their mouth.
Mullins over the top. Oh, coming back with the flight. That's a superb mark taken by Dion Munkara.
Just speaking about Dion a few minutes ago, it's former Waratahs player, of course. Controversially went over to the Tiwis about 5 years ago. Has been brilliant, but this season's probably been a little bit flat at this stage. He has had moments of inspiration, but certainly not the Dion Munkara we all know.
In he comes. And there's the Dion we all know. He bangs it through. The Bombers have goal number 10.
Yes. Looking over at the Wanderers grandstand, they're not leaving, Dave, but they're talking about other things. Probably talking about who's winning the soccer over there in down in Sydney, or who's winning the tennis in Melbourne.
Yeah, interesting. A couple of big matches on tonight in world sport. The Bombers look like they've got this one wrapped up. 10-4-64. They lead Wanderers 2-4-16. Pretty much a reasonably good spread of goal kickers as well, Gray. Matthias Liddy, just the one goal from him. 2 goals to Simon Munkara and Ozzy Wanamiri. They're the only multiples I've got, Gray.
No, you're right. They're sharing them around, as I always do.
In dispute in the middle of the ground. Miles. Cruz, he just picked it up between his legs.
Talking about the Harlem Globetrotters, we almost had one there from young Cruz. He tried to switch it back through his legs.
Erlinson inside 50. Thomas Motlop takes the mark. This time he's going to go towards Shannon Motlop again, who takes the mark. Shannon's going to have another shot and play on once again, and it's a carbon copy. Shannon Motlop bangs it through. So there's not much defence being played by either side at the moment. We've had 3 goals in about 3 minutes, and they've all come from deep inside 50.
Yes, some smart play there from the Motlop cousins. Thomas the milestone man, and Shannon finishing off. So that makes it a lazy 42 points, Dave. What are your thoughts? Can the Eagles get back into this?
I don't think so, Gray. But stranger things have happened. 9 goals this quarter between the two teams. So it's become reasonably high scoring, and that's why we've got a longish quarter, 27 minutes gone. And it is 6 goals to 3 in favour of the Bombers. Rupert Papungamiri, that's a good tackle. Dispossessed, McDonald kicked it off the ground, and Dunn takes the mark. Geez, stranger things have happened, Gray.
Watched the semi-final here many years ago, well, not many years ago, but St Mary's kicked 8 goals to 2 in the first quarter against Wanderers. Lost the game by 8 goals. So unbelievable. Only happened in Darwin. One of those only happens in Darwin stories.
Very true. Chris Dunn, meantime, important kick for his side to have any chance after the half-time siren. Dunn bangs through his second. And the Eagles maybe still with a chance in this match. At half-time, 4-4-28. They still trail by a long way. The Bombers 10-4-64. But stranger things have happened, Gray. It's an even 6 goals. 36 points the margin at half-time on AFL NTV. We'll be back very shortly after the half-time break. Make sure you hang around.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TIO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family Violence Legal Service. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
Patrons are reminded that TIO Stadium is strictly a non-smoking venue and that patrons wishing to smoke must use the areas provided.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, air skis and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free while stocks last. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
What did he say?
He says you can see quite well.
Every eye is an eye. When you're doing the surgery there, that is just as important as if you were doing eye surgery on the Prime Minister or the King.
Yeah. He's going to be all right.
Hello, Dave Kennedy from AFL NTV with your insight into the Premier League. St Mary's are still on top of the ladder and there's a top-of-the-table clash on Sunday. St Mary's taking on Nightcliff, who sit in second position. Districts have consolidated third spot. Wanderers move into fourth and the Bombers make up the five. The Magpies, Buffaloes and Waratah are the teams outside the five at the moment. Matthias Liddy is the new leader in the goal-kicking stakes after bagging 7 on the weekend. He's 2 clear of Darren Ewing. Then Willie Farah, Thomas Motlop and Gibson Turner round out the top 5.
go. You're a legend, mate.
Give me head. Give me head like you did last night.
Hello and welcome back to TIO Stadium in the beautiful suburb of Marara, where it is the Wanderers that are chasing the tails of the Tiwi Bombers at the moment. 4-4-28, Bombers 10-4-64. Earlier today, Waratah broke through for their first win since round one, and Tim Wetherill, their coach, his first win in the NTFL. And then after that, well, it was anyone's game with just seconds to play, and the Palmerston Magpies got over the line by one solitary point over the Buffaloes in an entertaining affair. And suddenly it's the Wanderers that are moving forward after having kicked the last 3 goals of the match to give themselves a chance, including a goal to Chris Dunn after the half-time siren. They're moving forward. Gray Morris joins me as always. Gray, they any chance?
Well, I guess I'm a big chance of winning a marathon too, aren't I? But no, they need to kick probably the next 3 goals, I think, Dave. Then we can start talking perhaps miracle comebacks. And miracle comebacks do happen in the NTFL.
Yes, and Dunn got it to Thomas Motlop, and he lost the footy. That was a promising build-up. Just not quite able to capitalise on it. Short kick was intended for Wesley Black there, and it went out of play. Had it punched away from him.
But they've certainly come switched on tonight, the Tiwis. They got out to a 50-something point lead one stage there, and last 3 goals, as you said, Dave, to the Eagles has given them a slight sniff, and here they come again through Jerome Motlop.
Yeah, great tackle from him. Dion Munkara dispossessed, ground level. Miles just left it behind. Allowed Ross Tungatalam to accelerate away, but there's a free kick to Mitchell Taylor. Not sure what that one was for, Gray.
Held off the ball then by an over-enthusiastic Bomber.
Kick in board. Shannon Motlop very nearly controlled it with one hand. And now Vivian Kiranua clears defence. And it's a great kick. It finds Willarioli, who gets around the man on the mark. Up towards Liddy. Couldn't quite take it. Wheatra waited behind. Casemiro back to Wheatra. Casemiro shepherds and allows him to come back through. His kick only as far as Willarioli, though. VV attacked the footy, left it behind. Lindsay Maureen put his arms up in the air and appealed for a free kick. Casemiro, a little kick towards Wheatra. Finch claimed him Right on attacking 50. Spills out though. And Wanderers out of trouble. Up towards Jordan Jeffrey. Ball sits nicely for him. Willie Rioli, brilliant smother. Now it's in dispute. Jonathan Mullins got it off. And now Bradley Palapamini. He just somehow got around Mitchell Taylor. Kicked inside 50. And it's a good kick. Finds Ozzy Wanamiri. Which reminds me, Gray, we have had a tweet that came in earlier today. And it did mention a couple of those names that we've just spoken about then, including Bradley Palapamini and Ozzy Wanamiri. And the tweet is from Brenton Toy. And it says, nothing like B Palapamini streaming from half back through the middle. Hashtag Wanamiri, hashtag Munkara, hashtag Rocco, hashtag AFLNTV. And here's one of those men, Ozzy Wanamiri. He lets launch from 40 and sends it home. Another goal to the Bombers.
Yes, the lifeline of the Tiwi Bombers are those names you read out. Dave, historical and very skillful. And another goal there to Ozzy Wanamiri. Opens the margin once again to 42 points. Interesting, because you said Wanderers are going forward at one stage. Well, in terms of the ladder, they're going backwards because they're now out of the 5. And certainly they will have to win this game to get back in.
Well, amazing how the ladder could have changed at Grey. Had the Buffaloes held on, well, the Muck-Mucks would have escaped exiting the top 5, but fate would be they're out if the Bombers continue on their merry way, which they look like doing. Once again, Marine keeps his feet. Was he held? Umpire said no, play on, allowed Joel Cabillo onto the loose footy. And the Muck-Mucks out of trouble. Brenton Motlop couldn't quite keep that one in, and it spills out of play.
Sure, the Buffalo faithful will tell you though, David, that mathematically they can still get there. 2 games left. So, of course, there'll be a game and a half out, won't they, after tonight? No, they won't. They're gone because they're gone. 2.5.
They're gone, great.
That's right. I thought they were 26 points, but in fact they're 22 points.
So, disappointing for the Buffaloes, but it's all over for them. Meantime, Simon Munkara into a dangerous spot. Dion Munkara runs on, accelerates away, and snaps a left foot beauty.
That's the real Dion Munkara I was talking about, Dave. Haven't seen enough of it this season, I don't think. We might be in for some party time football, I think, from now on.
Wow, it's amazing that the Bombers can play party time football against Wanderers. They're a side that have won 5 out of their last 6. They're not mucking around, as we mentioned, Gray, but they've been made to look totally ordinary today, haven't they?
That's right. The other thing, of course, only a 5-day break for Wanderers since the Monday Foundation Cup game. Perhaps that's knocked them around a bit, but yeah, certainly they're very flat, and without several big of their stars, brings them back to the field very quickly.
Interesting. Waratah, as you just alluded to, they had a 5-day break and
were very good.
And were good, right. Yeah. Whereas Wanderers, it just really hasn't suited them. Aaron Motlop runs on, kicks a high ball. Dunn came back with the flight, and he earned himself a free kick. No, he gave one away.
Looks like Albert Tipperwoody, is it?
It is. Penetrating kick into John Mullins. Geez, it was a perfect kick. It just opens things up in the middle of the ground for the Bombers. Wesley Black couldn't quite take it. Neil Vivi handed off to Erlinson, who went to Aaron Motlop, just forward of centre wing, close to the boundary line here. The magnificent Morris Rioli stand right up against that boundary line. Thomas Motlop, unrealistic attempt in the marking contest. No, he's got himself a free kick. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Gray, and say that Just give me 1 second. Oh, this is a good mark taken inside 50 by Joel Walsh, who will go back, have a shot on goal for Wanderers. No, it's not Joel Walsh, it's... not sure who that is.
Number 24, in fact, that is the Phantom, because we haven't got a 24.
And he comes, and he misses. Might have to put that to the punters on hashtag AFLNTV. Who is that? Number 24. But
you're going out a limb too.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I reckon that one of the umpires, maybe umpire Manakaros, has morphed into a form known as umpire Gallio.
Okay, yeah, you're right. He's hurt himself.
Cruz round the corner.
Yes.
No mark taken, boundary throwing.
Certainly changed his height and his running style, hasn't he?
This, I think, could be a...
looks awfully like a Gallio to me.
An interesting ploy from umpire Gallio to try and get his Fitbit steps up. He sabotaged the other umpire's efforts and ambitions so he can get some extra steps. Meantime, Albert Tippenwoody, penetrating kick out of defence. Have a look at this. Almost running onto it there was Gary Purintatamiri, but then ball thrown out.
The throw, I think, yeah.
So it's going to come back.
Aussie Wanamiri is it, claiming it was indeed a handball, but Wally Gallio, in fact, he's given 50. Too much talk from Mr. Wanamiri, I think. He's walking backwards as umpires traditionally do when they give a 50 metre. One of your pet hates, Dave?
I don't like 50s when we don't know what they're for, and it's hard to convey that message. Shannon Motlop, meantime, long penetrating kick done, weighted down, great smother Miles on the last line. Brenton Motlop and then Miles once again. Of course, that's Stephen Miles. Both Miles boys out there today. Great work from Stephen Miles there to get a fist on that. I just don't like it when we don't know what's going on, Gray.
Almost like their school teachers, isn't it?
It is.
If you're naughty, you'll get, sent to the dunce corner.
Flying shot on goal might have come from Aaron Motlop. Out of bounds on the full.
But this game was a contest you'd think would be over, Dave, although we did see the Tiwi kick 11 goals in the last quarter and almost grabbed Nightcliff last week. So
weeks ago that I think that the Tiwi Bombers are the second best side in the league, and I still stand by that. That if they play their best footy, I still think that they'll play in a grand final, regardless of where they finish. I think that they've got the ability to outplay any of the other sides other than St Mary's.
Got that X factor too, haven't they? That can beat a team like St Mary's.
Look at that. That's just a perfect kick. Gary Purintatamiri runs in, and it is just all too easy for the Bombers. That is absolutely amazing.
Yes, a bit of beach football on Garden Point then, wasn't it? I'll run, you kick, I'll mark, and I'll kick a goal. So, what's that make it now? 53 points.
54. Oh, we're missing a point on our scoreboard. 4-5-29.
Played 13-4-82, as Richie Beno would say. 2, 4, 6, 7.
Well, it's going to be a big win to the Bombers tonight. Another percentage booster will really help their chances of consolidating a spot in the top 5. Owen Henry, inside 50, Liddy. Good fist away from him from Wheatra. But Ross Tungatalam weighed it down and he snapped another magnificent left foot goal. He goes with the aeroplane celebration. That's a real Ross Tungatalam special. And a bit of Purintatamiri about that.
Yes, a bit of Graham Purintatamiri, the aeroplane. Used to hover along the boundary line many times, kicking goals for St Mary's, Waratahs, and even the Tiwi Bombers. I think even Wanderers. I think he was at more clubs up here than he was at bus stops between here and Pine Creek, Dave.
The hardest thing in these games, Gray, is to keep up with the goal kickers, isn't it? 14 goals for the Tiwi Bombers. They've destroyed the Wanderers today, and that one's...
Nine different goal kickers.
I'm sure that Brenton Toy is watching the coverage. What do you reckon, Toys? Who's the second best side? If St Mary's if we can all agree that St Mary's are the best side, are the Bombers the second best side? Ooh, it's a terrible kick from Gary Purantatamiri. Stephen Miles there to mop up though, and they switch play. Albert Tippenwoody. Wide up. Finds Vivian Kiranua. Oh, he did well. Sell candy and get around his opponent. Kicks up towards half forward. Munkara inside 50. And then the mark is taken by Liddy.
Gee, that's one good player for Wanderers tonight. Is young Wheater. He's kept this guy down to 1 goal. Although he's shooting for his second. Certainly, Daniel Wheater, one of the best fullbacks in the league. There's no doubt about that. Taking over from the injured Brenton Motlop, who, by the way, we haven't seen since early in the first quarter, though.
No, we haven't. We're going to have to do some home renovation soon. Meantime, Liddy kicks on goal, comes across the face, and that one's going to go out of bounds on the full. Accidental, but it's going against Paul Grant. Our commentary box windows are starting to fog up, Gray.
Yes, it's like being down to the North Pole and having 1.5 inches of ice on there.
Simon Munkara, centering kick is perfect. Ross Tungatalam, he kicked the last goal of the match. He's got his opportunity to kick 2 in a row for the Bombers and for himself.
Every time I look at Ross, David, I think of the time he bet at Spence St Kilda and why he isn't still down there.
It's a very good question.
At all the schools.
And another goal for Ross Tungatalam. 15 goals now for the Bombers. And they move to 15-4, 94. They've kicked 5 goals straight to the Wanderers, 1 behind this quarter, Gray. This is the real flexing of the muscles from the Bombers.
And they're doing it so easily without any opposition at all. I wonder if the heads are down now. They realise this game's gone, and it's going to be all uphill because they've got some tough games coming up too, Wanderers. The run home, of course.
From the centre bounce, Thomas Motlop thrown into the middle with immediate impact. McDonald, short one inside 50. No one home for Wanderers though. The Bombers clear defence. Big one-on-one here. What can VV do? Awkward bounce. He did very well. Then Thomas Motlop lost the footy and then it spilled out of play.
Yes, just looking at Wanderers, Dave. They've got Nycliffe next week in the early game, and then the Palmerston Magpies on Saturday night. Well, that's well, I think it's out at Northline Oval, so it'll be a tough ride home for Andrew Hodges' Eagles. Trailing here by 65 points.
Boundary throw in. Willie Rioli wins himself a free kick.
He would get a very good job as a milkman down Main Street there. Milked that beautifully.
Vivian Kiranua, inside 50. Liddy almost took the strong mark. He did very well to get that free kick. I'll agree with you there. Joel Cabillo. Short, and the Muck's out of trouble. Dunn. Provided them with a real highlight before, but that's sort of as far as the highlights for the Mucks go. It's not a very physical contest, is it, Gray? Both teams...
they're playing just to not get injured, you could say, couldn't you?
Looks that way. Marine and Grant now over the footy, held without it. Kick in board, Brenton Motlop.
Crowd still waiting around, though. They must be expecting a miracle. And it isn't even Easter, is it?
You'd pay money to watch the Bombers play anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
JJ Motlop. Long kick down the line. Thomas Motlop. They've coughed it up, though. Now the kick up towards Wanamiri. Good fist over the top. VV got it to the man who fisted it away, which was Joel Cabillo. Then his kick is too long. Willie Rioli combines with Ross Tunga-Tarlem. And now John Mason takes the mark. Hands off. Dion Munkara. Clever kick into the middle of the ground. Opens things up.
Now the spread. Here's the spread.
Liddy pushed his opponent out. And it'll be a free kick.
Interestingly, David, the Tiwis haven't beaten Wanderers this season, so third time lucky, it would appear.
That is interesting. VV, Casemiro slid into it and dropped it. Tapped back inside 50 from Albert Tipperwoody. Not to anyone though. Good tackle coming there from Karnas Tippermantamiri. It's close to the boundary line, eventually spills out. 15-4, 94. Wanderers 4-5, 29. Almost 20 minutes gone in the final term, the third term, I should say, on AFL NTV. It may as well be the final term, because this one
and
will appear to be all over.
While we're on about miracles, David, I see Wanderers have got a 5th goal up there. Obviously, the man upstairs has looked after them, because I haven't got 5 goals.
That is interesting. We'll have to...
It must have happened while I wasn't looking.
Yeah, it must have been whilst all of us weren't looking. Meantime, Adam Tipperwoody, 3 bounces. How many more? No more, but he can kick inside 50 to Liddy. Wheatra does very well. Then a shot on goal from the boundary. Munkara's in the goal square. He's got 2 to beat. Oh, he just about did. Not quite. Touched.
What's he playing for here?
Now, from my view, I actually thought it was a goal.
But they're giving it.
And they've given it. So Simon Munkara...
He kicked it?
Kicks the goal.
Simon will be saying, what's all the fuss about? I've been gone for 2 years, but...
and he's kicked goals in every quarter, Gray.
This game's way too easy.
Might have played in a bit of Island of Origin last week and as a warm-up, and then straight back into it, Gray.
Yes, he'll be thinking Australian rules is a game for me, David. Shootout now to a 65, in fact, I think it's a 71-point lead. I think some generous man on the scoreboard has given Wanderers a goal.
16-4. So we talked about how they'd been a little bit wasteful in front of goal, and they've still managed to kick 16-4. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
In the shadows, well, not the shadows, it's 3/4 time, probably another 4 or 5 minutes yet.
Big fist over the top.
And as you said, David, umpire Wally Gallio masquerading for Ashley Manakaros.
Let's hope that Ashley is not too worse for wear. Wide kick for Gary Purantatamiri. Look at this. Willie Rioli, they're lining up. And look at him, he's just so laconic. Little one over the top to Finch. Go over the top to Mullins. VV got a fist on it, but Mullins is good enough to gather. And then handball away, but too slow, says umpire Gallio. Erlinson a free kick.
As David Kennedy does his best impersonation of a window cleaner.
Yeah, we're fogging up in the commentary box. Mullins got one high and in the back. umpire Collins says. 2 gestures.
So we've got masqueraders everywhere. Window cleaners and umpires.
So Mullins, he's got the ball reasonably hard up against the boundary. And
This guy's a good story too, Dave. Went down and played with Coburg in the VFL for the last 5 years.
love his work rate, great. And let's see if he can kick a goal. He just really pulled the kick out of bounds on the full.
Played with those great district sides, of course, of the early to mid-noughties. Did John O'Mullins. Went down to Melbourne and did come back briefly with districts, but now a Tiwi bomber.
There's Walsh. Free kick. It's going to go to Priest. Just winds up and kicks a long one. Liddy flies off hands. What a Miri! Oh, that's almost perfect.
Yes, almost postcard perfect, wasn't it? That's the first miss.
16-5. Plays 4-5. Willie Rioli, almost second grab. It spills out of play. Boundary throw in. Dion Munkara from the stoppage. Simon Munkara just chopped the arms there, umpire Gallio saying. So free kick to Walsh. Last line of defence for the Eagles in a game that has certainly not reached any heights if you're a Muck supporter. Up towards VV and Jeffrey and McDonald at the back. The two number ones, McDonald and Mullins. In the end, McDonald got the kick, but Mullins made sure he affected it. Boundary throw in. There's a three-quarter time siren. So at three-quarter time, we have the score. Wanderers 4-5-29. The Tiwi Bombers 16-5-101. Let's see what party tricks the Bombers can come up with in the last quarter. We'll be back very soon on AFL NTV.
After a hard day's work, you deserve it. When you're catching up with mates, you deserve it. Grabbing a bite with the missus, you deserve it. But drive after a few, you deserve it. A road safety message from TIO.
Do you know a family in crisis? Contact the North Australian Aboriginal Family Violence Legal Service. We provide legal advice, representation, referral services and support to family and community. Break the chains of family violence today. Healing NT Families. For more information, call us today.
For Territorians, the roads are more than bitumen. They connect us. For TIO, it's the same. For taking us on safe journeys, for travelling free, for twists and turns, for turning the corner, for taking you back to health. Road safety for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Stop heat stress before it starts. Geminex has a wide range of hydration products, including camelbacks and cooling vests, air skis and coolers, rehydration drinks and accessories, all designed to ensure your safety in the sun. For a limited time, purchase a box of 20 Squincher 3.8 litre powder concentrate sachets and receive 2 3.8 litre coolers absolutely free while stocks last. Rehydrate, restore and recharge at Geminex, Winnelli and Pinelands.
What did he say?
He says you can see quite well.
Every eye is an eye. When you're doing the surgery there, that is just as important as if you were doing eye surgery on the Prime Minister or the King.
Yeah. He's going to be all right.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, where the Bombers are in complete control. I guess you could say the Bombers are in cruise control and leading this one 101-29. It's with Rioli up towards half forward. Kick out wide towards Tungatalam there from Bradley Palapamini. Tungatalam tries to get around his opponent. Ended up having to give the handball off. They concede territory with a Rioli, but there's a free kick. It's going to go to... Might be... yeah, it's going to go to Simon Munkara, inside 50. He hands off to Tungatalam, who kicks to the fat side, and they line up. In the end, it's Mullins that takes the mark.
Always used to love that saying, fat sides and skinny sides. But it's definitely the fat side for the Tiwis, because they're going to lead by 13 goals very shortly. Disappointing effort from Wanderers, really, David. I know some of the stars aren't playing, but you're only as good as the 18 on the ground.
Mullins comes in from 25 out, pushes it across the face. So just a minor score.
So they're not going to lead by 13 goals. They're going to lead by 12 and a half.
Not a good kick from John Mullins. He's had 2 set shots and hasn't got close on either of them. One went out of bounds on the full, and the other's been a point. So 16-6, now plays 4-5. Rupert Papungamiri got the handball over the top. Now Mullins again. He's going to be pinged. Umpire saying made no reasonable attempt. Great. You know what I reckon our next adventure should be?
Yep.
Microphones on the umpires. Wouldn't it be great to know what was going on out there?
Not a bad idea, actually. They did try that in the VFL, didn't they, a few years ago?
Tungatalum around the corner. He's kicked another one. He's having an absolute day out, Ross Tungatalum.
Yes, I'd say he's got some Nichols medal votes going his way.
It's going to be a tough gig for votes tonight, Gray.
Yeah, although Ross has probably been the standout of the Tiwis, really. It hasn't been a game of football to write home about, but he's done those little things that umpires like, those clever spins out of tackles.
Could he win the Nichols medal?
Don't think he had a good enough pre-Christmas, did he?
We got a response from Brenton Toy, which we'll read out now when it comes up. And I posed a question to him: are they the second best side? When their best are on the park and fit, there aren't too many better. Get the balance right and anything can happen on their day. Well put, Brenton. I think that's perfectly put. If you get the balance right and you get their best side on the team, on the day, there's really not many better, is there?
Well, gee, they've nearly got their best side out there now. Probably a couple of outs, like the guy on the back line you mentioned, Jason Tatamiri, but hard to find too many others, though.
Wanamiri tries to tap it back. Marine tries to do the same. That's where it came unstuck. Joel Cabillo got it off to Mitchell Taylor, but his kick is cut off. John Meeson. Meeson goes wide. Karnas Tipperman Tamiri dropped a mark he should have taken. Still had time to get it to Albert Tipperwoody. Back to Karnas Tipperman Tamiri. And inside 50 finds Wesley Black, who will go back. He puts his hand up, says, stop what you're doing because I'm having a shot on goal. In he comes. Big Wesley Black. Loves to throw his weight around. And he wouldn't mind kicking a goal as he got the distance.
He has.
The umpire says yes.
Big Wesley. 100-point margin on the cards here, Dave.
Looks like it, Gray.
Now leading by a lazy 85 points.
18-6, 114. Wanderers 4-5-29. They've managed just 1 point after half time so far, Gray.
Yes.
What do you say to that? You can't say much.
As I said, you're only as good as your 18 out there. I mean, they'll say they had such and such out and such, but I mean, an important game too. Not like it was a given. They had to win to stay in the 5, and now they're out. And, as I said, tough games against Nycliffe and Palmerston to come in the run home.
Cruz up towards half forward.
Alex
Erlinson spills it.
That may have answered that question you asked me during the week. Who's going to miss out, Dave? I think it's going to be Wanderers.
You said Wanderers. I said Palmerston.
I think I could truthfully say that now, yeah. Palmerston, terrific win early in the night, wasn't it? It was just on heart.
32 points down in the second term. And they managed to... Was it the second term or first term?
Second term.
Second term, yeah. Here we go. Thomas Motlop. Kick partially smothered. Bombers out of trouble. Adam Tipperwoody up towards Owen Henry. Couldn't quite take the mark. Little one off the ground. Couldn't have been Adam Tipperwoody again.
And, of course, the Waratah Sports Club will be roaring right now. They'll be doing a big trade. Timmy Weatherall's at his first win as a coach. After how many tries? 15 tries?
Should be a goal. It is a goal. Dunn gets it done. Goal number 3 for him. They've only got 2 goal kickers, Gray.
Yes, first goal since Chris's goal right on the half-time siren. Not a very good memory for Thomas Motlop to put in his scrapbook.
Yeah, exactly. And going back to that, you spoke about how much they had to play for in terms of the finals, plus the milestone as well. You know, they've got 150 games. He's been a servant to the club. Brenton Motlop comes in as well, and it's a big day for the club, and they haven't produced. It's been terrible. They just haven't got themselves right for this match. From the hit out, JJ Motlop wins the clearance up towards centre half forward. Bradley Palapamini comes up to meet it though. Works his way through traffic to Finch, to Munkara. That's Dion Munkara. Left it behind, had time to gather. Kick inside 50. Liddy couldn't quite take the mark. Wheatra is thereabouts. And it's forced out of play. Well, I think you mentioned it earlier, Gray. I think Daniel Wheatra is possibly the only person that beat his opponent today.
Been terrific, Daniel. In fact, you probably Darren Wheatra, I mean. I'm doing my report now, and he's easily Wanderers' best player, and a very disappointing night for the Blue and Golds.
Ross Tungatalum weaves his way through. Simon Munkara. Oh, he picked that up like a nimble 18-year-old and then dribbled it to Lindsay Maureen, who banged through another one. Oh, it's all too easy for the Bombers at the moment.
Well, that's what they call, I mentioned his experience later, Dave. The other thing you need in senior football is vision. Could have blazed away there as I would have.
Yep.
And I think a lot of juniors, but Simon spotted his teammate Lindsay in the goal square and gave him a grubber pass, which is all that was needed.
Exactly, and to have the foresight in the thinking to kick it along the ground as opposed to in the air, it's quite incredible.
So goal number 19, that is, isn't it?
It is.
Will they win by a ton?
You'd have to think so.
To do it.
They've already kicked 3 goals in this quarter in 10 minutes.
This will, the other thing too, David, too, in the race for the finals, this will destroy Wanderers'
percentage.
In terms of percentage, yeah.
Tungatalum inside 50. Kick was too hot for Simon Munkara. The defensive kick only as far as Owen Henry. And Simon Munkara might get another chance. He must be absolutely lapping this up, Gray. Loving it. He's not too keen to go for goal. In short in the end, and finds Aussie Wanamiri.
He'd be thinking, I might have another 2-year holiday and then come back. This is way too easy.
This is absolutely amazing. He might inspire some of the other guys to come back. Maybe an Efren, Tip and Woody. We might see him come back into the side, or Shane Tipper Mantamiri when he comes back.
The keg on wheels. It'd be nice to see him back again, Efren. Terrific footballer he was for many years for the Tiwis.
Here's Aussie Wanamiri. 3 goals already today. Lines up number 4, and easy as you like.
And that is a 100-point barrier. No, it's not.
Not quite. We're almost there, Gray. We'll probably get there in the next few minutes.
91 points, in fact. Yeah, that's right. As I said, Wanderers tough games to come against Nightcliff and Palmerston. So in all terms, really, they've probably shot their bolt in as far as making the finals go, though.
Yes. It's been a cutthroat competition this year, really. For a long time, we've known that there's going to be one team that's very unlucky. And as you say, at the moment, looks like Wanderers.
Don't know if luck plays a lot in this particular performance, though. As we speak, though, Palmerston have got, of course, they've got Wanderers in the last game, and they've got in round 17.
Shannon Motlop, meantime, Gray, from about 48 metres out, just touched on the line.
Have in fact got the Tiwi Bombers next week.
And we'll have that game live on AFL NTV, and we're looking forward to bringing that one to you. Palmerston and the Tiwi Bombers.
What a beauty.
What an interesting game. The height and strength of the Palmerston Magpies forwards up against the ephemeral Tiwi Bombers.
Should be a good game to watch that one. So book the afternoon with your wives and girlfriends and tell them I'm watching AFL on TV next Saturday night, Dave. I'm not going near any pubs.
Some wise words there from Gray Morris. High kick up towards Matthias Liddy. Comes off hands. Eagles with defenders at the 4. Brenton Motlop kicks it to the Phantom Man, number 24. Might be Stephen Power.
So he is in fact impersonating the number 7 jumper that he had on earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might be the case. Who knows? Meantime, another shot on goal. Up towards the goal square. There's no one home though. Grant. Big day tomorrow, Gray. St Mary's taking on Nightcliff out there at BMI Oval.
Yes, BM Insurance Oval. Iggy Vallejo, the fourth footballer in the long history of the NTFL to play 300 games. Congratulations to Iggy. It's been a long road, I know. He did say the other night that he's not tired, but I think he is. 18 years in wet season football.
It's tremendous effort. Great. He's played all 300 at the one club.
He has. He's a one club man. Very proud St Mary's man, as is his older brother Anthony, who captained the club. And of course his dad Dominic, a very proud St Mary's man too. So the Vallejo family definitely green and gold.
And so you mentioned he becomes the fourth.
Player.
What about the other 3? They all played at one club, or?
Mark Motlop played at 3 clubs. He was the first to break 300. He played at Nightcliff, Wanderers and Southern Districts before he retired in about 1998. The second one was Michael Athanasia, played 300 games at St Mary's, but then played another 20-odd games with the Buffaloes. So he actually reached 300 as a St Mary's player. And of course we had Billy Feeney, who I think played 330, and then he started off his career at Districts, went to Nightcliff and came back to Districts. Played his 300th game in a Districts jumper, but played a couple of seasons at Nightcliff.
Here's Chris Dunn. Starts on the left point post and then misses.
But certainly a Herculean effort, you could say.
Incredible effort.
Same day we've got Noodles McFarlane becomes a life member at St Mary's. 150 games gets you a life membership at St Mary's. Noodles was more excited about that, Dave, than he was actually playing 150.
There you go.
Life membership at St Mary's, though, would be something to value, I would say. Of course, they play a Nightcliff side without Big Gilhouse and a couple of others. So, yeah, we all thought the milestone game tonight would make a difference.
Garner's tipper, Mantamiri, bangs another one through for the Bombers.
But they should have a big crowd out at BMI Oval, as you said. Hopefully the rain will stay away. You will be out there, David, I would assume?
I will be, yep. Looking forward to the game. I wonder if Nightcliff are any chance, Gray.
Well, as I said, they got a few out, especially Big Gilhouse, which gives an armchair ride for players, the big fellows, Smith and the big fellow from the VFL, his name escapes me, Adrian Bonadino.
Yeah, Bonadio. It's almost holding the ball, umpire not paying it on that occasion. JJ Motlop mops up.
Of course, St Mary's have got some big names back. Stephen Milne, Cameron Eilert, Darren Ewing, who will be looking to overtake Matthias Liddy at the head of the goal kicking.
Well, Liddy's only added 1 goal to his account today, so that'll put him 3 goals clear.
So you think Big Buffer, as they call him at St Mary's, would be keen to kick at least 4 and win the Dennis Dunn Trophy, which is up for grabs, of course, at the end of the year. And of course, the other incentive, as I'm talking about Duns, is is their former teammate Kedgie, who played in 5 premierships at St Mary's, who passed away last week. So all the omens point to St Mary's, Dave, but you never know. We might get the upset of the season. And they are at home.
They've got a good record at home, Gray. Haven't lost there this season, have they?
Don't know. Not too sure about that, but I know they did lose all those games in a row just before and after Christmas, but I think they might have all been here.
Here's Willie Rioli into the pocket. It's a good kick. The mark is taken by Aussie Wanamiri.
Having a shot for goal number 5 is Austin.
2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth already. And this to make it 2 in the final quarter. And as you say, goal number 5. In he comes, Wanamiri, and no mistakes for the former Demon. Bangs through goal number 5, and there's celebrations all round for the Bombers.
Yes, the former darling of the Demon faithful down there at the MCG. Aussie Wanamiri. Those were the days, my friends. And here they are. Speaking of celebrations, they've cracked the ton, Dave. 102 points in front. Not a good night for Wanderers.
Terrible night for Wanderers.
11 shots to 28 probably tells a bit of a story too, doesn't it?
Owen Henry had the ball sharked from him. Aaron Motlop wins the clearance. Wanderers just moving it forward as best they can. Thomas Motlop kicks into the pocket. Shannon Motlop couldn't quite take the mark. Thomas kept on running though, and he was taken out of play. The Bombers defenders mop up. Adam Tippenwoody ducked his head. Aaron Motlop, clever handball. Nook Mansell puts it to the hot spot. No mark taken, or no mark taken by the marks. Albert Tippenwoody did take the mark though. Stands in the way. Links up there with Kiranua, and the Bombers out of trouble. Finch. Now Gary Purantatamiri. Inside 50. Liddy couldn't quite take the mark. Just scrambles for the footy. Erlinson. Mankara. Wheatra off the ground. Shields couldn't trap it. Mankara again corralled by 2. And Shields and Grant. Mankara heads for the boundary. Works it out of play. 21.5 minutes gone. It's all academic at the moment. 102 points the difference in favour of the Tiwi Bombers.
Yes, we're just counting the seconds now. I see 20 minutes gone. Probably another.
Hopefully not too
5 or
long,
6
bro.
minutes.
Jordan Jeffrey to Brenton Motlop. Back to Jordan Jeffrey. He was dacked. He's pulling up his pants as he runs towards the footy again. Gary Purantatamiri, wrapped up by VV. Erlinson's there. VV goes in again. Jordan Jeffrey's got his pants back on. Karnas Tippamantamiri's there. And it's a good tackle from the man who recently was dacked.
Yes, there is another word for it, but we're on a family.
We are. We're all about the families
TV
here
station
on,
here, yes,
on AFL NTV, great.
But it's we're definitely for the mums and the kids.
Bradley Palapamini has gone down with cramp.
Yes, so Tiwi Bombers warming up. Looking at their run home too, David, as we wind down.
Rupert Papangamiri's look looks like he's going to try and have a shot. He's probably about 60 metres out, Gray.
Rupert.
Oh, now he's gone short into space. And it was all an act. Dion Munkara, little one over the top, and it's as easy as that. Now Matthias Liddy has a chance to go back. Kick goal number 23 for the Bombers.
Yeah, so the Tiwis have got Palmerston next week. That's the match of the round on AFL TV.
Yep.
Picked out by our producer on my left, Mr. Kennedy.
Here we go. Matthias Liddy will keep a track of this kick. Sends it on its way, and he's kicked a goal. Another goal for the Bombers, and that's goal number 2 for Mr. Liddy. And it might even be the half century, Gray.
It is. It's half a ton. And the Tiwis, of course, finish off their home and away season, David, with St Mary's here on next Saturday. No, it's a twilight game, in fact, at Marara on the 14th of February, St Valentine's Day.
And what a game that should be, which, Gray, I can tell you, will be live on AFL NTV on the 14th of February. I'll tell you what, I can't think of any other way I'd like to spend Valentine's Day with my Valentine football on a Saturday afternoon.
The green and gold and the black and red would be terrific.
The Bombers and the Green Machine.
And possibly grand final rehearsal. Who knows?
I reckon it could be. We've got a message from Brenton Toy. Stream's not working well. Apologies to all of our...
Yeah, so a grand final preview in round 18, Dave. Should be a interesting twilight evening.
Could be the grand final preview. I'm sure that Damien Hale and Shannon Rusker probably have other ideas. But Rupert Papangamiri lucky not to give away a free kick, and then a shot on goal. Oh, it's almost there.
Momentum is everything, though, David, and right now the Tiwis have got that. Only what? How far are we out? About 6-7 weeks out from grand final day?
23-7, 145. Plays 5-6-36. So great. I can tell you that in the second half, the Tiwi Bombers have kicked 11 goals, 3 behinds.
And Wanderers?
They've kicked 1 goal, 1. They've kicked 1 goal, 2.
Yes.
McDonald, Jonathan Miles, all wrapped up. Umpire says holding the ball.
So, Dave, the Tiwi Bombers will go to 4th with this win. They'll jump above the Magpies. They'll go to 7 wins and, in fact, 8 wins and 8 losses. And there it is.
There's the siren. Priest is going to have a shot after the siren. I'll tell you what, he made an absolute mess of that. But it doesn't matter because the Bombers are big, big winners on AFL NTV. 109 points, the final margin. 23-7, 145. They defeat Wanderers 5-6-36. And it was an extraordinary performance on AFL NTV. Dave Kennedy's my name, and I thank you for your company today. It's been a pleasure bringing you the footy. Gray Morris has been with me for our entire coverage. We saw a cracking game there earlier with Palmerston defeating Buffaloes with one of the last kicks of the game by 1 point.
Yes, 2 extremes, wasn't it? A 1 point thriller and a 109-point annihilation. So the finals are alive and well, Dave.
Looking forward to continuing our coverage next week. A big game there, Palmerston versus Tiwi, which we'll have on AFL NTV. We'll have another one, but we'll bring you all the details during the week. From us here tonight, a big thanks to Kick Digital and the team there with Mark Knudsen, Ben and Sean. Sensational job as always, boys. And thanks for all your help from us here at AFL NTV. We'll see you next week. Hang around from Reykjavik to Rotorua, wherever you're watching. This is AFL NTV, and we'll be back next time.